if every client could become a loyal advocate for your business, driving referrals and multiple transactions into your real estate business for life? In today's video, I'm going to walk you through my 3-point framework. I'm calling it my Fan for Life pyramid that you can take action on today and roll right into your business, bringing you business and income through relationships, which is why I know most of you entered this business. All right, let's get in to the Fan for Life pyramid. Now, pyramid, in my case, I said is a 3-point framework. What you have to do when building a pyramid is not starting from the top, do we? It's working on this baseline foundation. This will become our base layer. So what is that? If we're talking fans for life, what does this really mean? Well, to me, the base layer starts here with client satisfaction. If we can't land on a client satisfaction journey, we are not building our foundation of Fan for Life on anything that's stable. So the job is deliver exceptional service during the transaction to ensure your clients feel cared for and valued. This is where the foundation bricks of your pyramid are laid. All right, so let's talk about a few tactics that we can do that you can deploy into your business. All right, so day one is this: setting clear expectations. This is important, right? We're building the foundation. What does this really mean? A clear expectations is on things like timeline, right? Also process. And then what can the client even expect from you, right? These are 3 key things, right? What could be one of these elements? Well, I always like to coach this concept of a buyer or a seller roadmap, right? We know in this business, there is a journey that we go through as buyers and sellers. And this is a key opportunity for you to build what your buyer or seller roadmap looks like so that you can provide them preparation for the journey you're just about to take them on. So if you don't have one yet, I have a feeling that you could take a little white space in your calendar right now, and you could come up with a checklist of items that are step by step that you take them through. Turn the checklist, if you have a marketing person, and work on something called a roadmap. The beautiful thing about coming up with your personal roadmap is that when you name something, you give it power. And not only will it force you to become more organized, but this concept of the seller roadmap is your journey you're taking them on, which will feel very special for them on the front end. So does that make sense, right? Clear expectations from day one. This will also outline things like we want to be frequently updating them, right? You need to be ahead of the problems, right? So the frequent updates would help you, right? Frequent uploads, avoid leaving your clients in the dark by keeping them informed of every stage before the questions are asked. Right now, how would you use this? Well, again, if there's a few stages in your roadmap that you've built out, one of the tools that you would use for this is just simply your CRM. The CRM will have automated reminders, or if worst case, if it's not automated and going to the client themselves, it's reminding you to take your steps through here and that you do not forget to keep them abreast of the things that are going on in the business. We also want them to know, again, for the baseline, you guys, we need to come up with personalized solutions. This is so key for them because we want them to feel like they're a part of your engine. Yes, that you've done this before type of attitude, and we're going to lead them through the process proactively. But there is some personalization to this business as they're not. The specific needs of your client, you need to tailor your service to them, right? So an example of this, if they're looking for a family-friendly neighborhood, likely means they care about schools, playgrounds, pools, amenities. So knowing this is the case for your client, you want to open up and unlock the personalization, that extra level detail that you go through here to give them an incredible experience. And again, you could create checklists for this, right? That and then it could also be in your CRM that you use every day that prompts you to take those extra steps. Okay? And then of course, the other one is, again, in this journey, in point number 1, is just resolving things proactively. This is baselining your pyramid. So like every real estate transaction, as we know, is going to have bumps, isn't it? Right? Be the agent who is predicting the bumps and the problems, because again, you've done this before, and get ahead of them, right? And just offer solutions, right? And be proactive throughout the scenario. Again, you think about this, go through life as a buyer, and there's different nodes throughout the process. From here, we're starting to just like have a pre-application meeting. And then now we're showing houses, right? I can't even write. And then we're in contract. So think about that. There's these stages that all have potential problems and hurdles. Well, let's get ahead of them and like identify them in advance. And again, this is different than the schools and the playground type concept. But when you get to these parts of the transaction, have your CRM once again remind you to stay ahead of all of these things. Again, you will feel empowered because you are not just simply reacting to the business. So my take on this, guys, is if we are building this pyramid, and we have to start with the base layer, those 5 things I just walked you guys through are the keys to delivering client satisfaction. Without this, without a process and a sequence and the tools and the checklists, you can see how you're kind of like Mickey Mousing your way through this business, and you wouldn't be building this really strong base layer. Okay, I think we're prepared now to go into phase 2. All right, phase 2, we're going to build our pyramid again. We've already covered this, so we're scratching that off the list. Now we have an opportunity to explore. So what would this be? Well, now this I'm calling client engagement. All right, client engagement. Keep in touch, right? Keep in touch with clients after the transaction. Sounds simple, but we're doing this to stay top of mind, as you know. We're doing this to demonstrate we care, and we're also showing them that we haven't just done the thing and then left them, right? We want to show that ongoing care beyond the deal, and you want to build this rapport with them that encourages what? It encourages referrals. And this is how I started this video. So we cannot just complete and then ghost them. All right, so let me give you, again, some tactics, because we need to build this pyramid together. So tactics to do this would be, first and foremost, just write this down: post-sale communication, right? Sounds simple. You know you have to do it, but have you built this into your process? Is this truly something intentional that you're doing? So you'll think about things like after the transaction's completed, what do? You're probably gonna send a follow-up email, make a call to check in, right? If you look into your list of vendors, right, you have your list of vendors, see how that went, how has it gone, right? So for you, it's not rocket science. It's just that there has to be a few little touches post-transaction built into your system to do that. And this comes back to how do we pull this off? It's again thinking through it, but then placing these reminders into your CRM all over again and maintaining your CRM adherence, not just with active clients, because people do that okay. It's with the post-sale clients that their CRM adherence is just as important, especially if we want to create this fan for life period and have it working in your business. Okay, so that sounds simple enough. You just have to go through the process. If you want to go and level this up, this base 2, right? This client engagement middle layer. It's this concept of, could you upgrade this with some little client care and client care packages per se? So this is stuff beyond just communication, right? What if you created a surprise, right? You surprise them with something down the road, right? It could be a small gift, not just on closing day. Maybe it's 30 days later. Thoughtful something, some type of home essentials kit, some type of new to the neighborhood kit. Maybe just it's a thinking of you, right? So the goal is to use your tool, which is your CRM, and come up with what you do. And even though it could be a random item, you can organize it and place it into your to-do list with reminders in your CRM all over again. So that's a simple way to do this, right? You could differentiate it slightly if you want to get complicated between it's a family versus it's a single versus it's a double income, no kid type of setup. or you can just generalize this. And there are tools out there, and there are products that if you just Google it, you'll be able to find things. Some of these like ad hoc things, you might have local vendors that do this well, or there might be kind of big international companies that will send these things out for you. Send out cards, Client Giant. If you just want written cards, handwritten is another one. Simply Noted. All of these things are opportunities for you. And then, of course, the third one, you guys, that I think about when this comes to mind is seasonally. Seasonally, if we're trying to upgrade, again, what is it? The client engagement to deliver and to keep that rapport going so they think of you beyond the transaction. Is there seasonal opportunities to have engagement with them? They are now a homeowner, and there's seasonal things that you can bring to their attention. It could be seasonally around the weather, right? It could be seasonally around the holidays, or big things that are happening in your local market that are important. I'm in Calgary. Stampede is a huge thing, right? If you're in New Orleans, Mardi Gras, a huge thing. We all have Christmases and holidays and specifics that you can work from. So in your CRM again, and using any automation or software or any admin that you use, you have to build the intention to create some seasonal touch points beyond the transaction. And then finally, the one connector that a lot of people forget about, and I always talk about in all my videos, is the number 4 on this kind of second layer would just be a social media engagement. And I'm hoping by now, if you've been following my videos, that you know that every contact you ever get, we want to, track their digital touches, i.e. like cell phone, emails, but we also want to chase them down and we want to connect on social. I've said this a zillion times before, but in the post-sale era where we're building base layer number 2, we're trying to make this super strong that creates referrals and fans for life. That social connection is a very easy way for them to stay passively in your world. So then when they think real estate, they think of you, right? Not just when your name comes up, of course they know you're in real estate. This is what we need to do. So again, social media, you can time block these things. You want to be present in their life, and you want to be compelling to watch. So it's that combination of things that we've taught all together. So this would be us creating base layer number 2. So now I think you're ready. Now we're ready to go into the top part of the pyramid. We've gone 1 and 2, and these are all complete now. We've done them. We've earned the right to stay to number 3. Now, what would I call this? Top layer is called client advocacy. And this is exactly advocacy. This is exactly what I talked about in the hook to this video. It's to transform your satisfied client, that engaged client that we worked with on stage 2, now into true local advocates for you. Advocates who actively promote, go out of their way to their friends, their families, to their colleagues. But the question is now, how do we do this? If they're going to be advocates for us, we do stumble upon a few of these people in our world, right? We have the friend that's just always there cheering you on. But how do we turn the average client and take them through this fan for life pyramid? It's trying to do this thing. And what I call this is, from a tactical perspective, is chasing the wow, right? If you are going to create true loyal advocates for your business, this creating wow moments is something that really does stand past the overall general client touch point. So go beyond the expected. I used to use this tagline on my screen that said, be awesome, be unexpected. When you can be unexpected, that creates a wow moment, right? Surprise a client with something. It could be just a random thinking of you, handwritten note that shows up in their mail. It could be a small gift that you set a budget aside for these random wow opportunities. Now, when I think about my business as I've done this, I used these opportunities when I had an ability to serve a local vendor. Right? Local vendor comes out with a new cool candle set, or local vendor is a pottery and creates these really cool gold-plated, mugs. And I would go ahead and say, okay, how can I surprise and delight 5 people? I'm serving somebody locally. I got the budget to go buy 5 of these, and then I go and deliver 5 of these unexpected to my clients, the ones that I want to go and take and become true advocates for my business. So how do you organize this? Well, again, it's a little difficult because it's meant to be a little bit more random. But in your CRM, my suggestion is, likely the people that have been pulled through this pyramid and are most likely to be those kind of rock star advocates for your business. We need to tag them appropriately, and then we need to set into motion in your calendar at key times to say, have I done anything recently to my rock stars? And turning these people into true advocates, right? Option, if you wanted to get more formalized with this, would be to actually make yourself a referral program. Now, this is beyond the skill set in this video, but a formal referral program that you can set up. I have clients and friends all around North America that do this, where that if you send one referral, we do X, and you'll have to use your state and provincial requirements around what you're allowed to do. But it could be you do a few of these referrals and you get a dinner voucher. It could be, for everything you send, we also do something to a charity. Whatever that might be, think about if this is a fit for you, right? And you'd have to pull that off. And then finally, there's two more that I wanted to walk you through. And this is one that I've had a ton of success with. And this is client appreciation, right? The upper start with these wow moments, you can pull those off inside client appreciation events. But this allows you to get the one-to-many touch point, right? A client event, again, beyond the scope of this video, but again, you could imagine how many different ways you could pull this off. People do pies at Thanksgiving, people do end of year appreciations, people do, we've done clean out your clutter in the spring, we've done even adopt a highway together, or we've done things where we've gone in, brown bagging for kids, and and bring clients together. It could be a whole bunch of different things. All right, so client appreciation events, this is creating that client loyalty, that top layer. Again, another one would be gathering testimonials, right? So testimonials, if you've got happy clients and they've gone through the pyramid, why not use that as an opportunity to just reach out and ensure all of them have reviewed you? If these guys have reviewed you on your favorite platform, you could also reach out to them to say, well, can you also take your amazing post that you created on Facebook, and can you copy and paste it and post it on my Google link? Right? Again, these people, you re-engages them with the experience that they had with you. And again, they're willing to kind of reciprocate it because, again, you've taken them through the layers. And then finally, around anything that I can think about as we're topping off this pyramid once and for all, is this concept of referral stories and referral public recognition. It's one thing to thank somebody in private, but when you can go and spotlight something that was been done to you, and you can provide kind of praise in public, it goes a long way. And we can do this, shout outs on social media. You can feature a client of the month in your newsletter. It doesn't really matter. There's a few options for this. So again, the goal is, as far as a tool and how to implement this, is just make room for this. Make room for this in your reach out. And if it is the newsletters, well then use that, start that, get consistent, but make sure you're willing to do it long term. Social media, well, it can be a little bit more random. And as you're doing your personalized reach outs, I want to challenge you to think about the story. Challenge you to see, did they refer you before? And then if they do a public thank you. This will go so far in your ability to just say, wow, they really appreciate me. And this could be years past the transaction. So here we are, friends. We've built your pyramid. This is the fan for life opportunity. We've got advocates up here at the top, right? We've got engagement here, and this is client relationship management during the process. If you can build this into your business, I use the term, you will make revenue for life. So you'll turn your fan for life into income for life, and now you've got a business that you love.